What's up, everybody? It's Carmelo Anthony, and you're watching JRSportBrief.
So look, folks, it's JR. You're checking out the Sport Brief. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Do not forget to subscribe. You won't miss anything. The NFL season is only a couple of weeks away, so I'm going to hit you guys with my top 6 list of NFL wide receivers. These are guys I would start my teams with or team with, and of course, I left some dudes out. So if your favorite wide receiver is not on the list, don't have a titty attack. He's still great. Just disregard my opinion and say, hey, JR, you suck. But we're going to start off with my list, and we're starting off with that dude right there. There isn't too much to say about him. His name is Calvin Johnson. He's a video game. He now holds the record for most receiving yards in NFL history in a single season. He's a video game, Megatron. Moving on. Next dude on the list would happen to be Larry Fitzgerald of the Arizona Cardinals. Last year was a down year for the guy. Only 800 yards and 4 touchdowns, but I know amputees who could probably get him the ball better than Kevin Cobb, Skelton, and what other piece of trash they had playing out there last year. Carson Palmer isn't what he was with the Cincinnati Bengals, but he will probably do a much better job. I look for Larry Fitzgerald to have a bounce back year. Next up on the list, A.J. Green of the Cincinnati Bengals. A lot of people are calling this cat a young Randy Moss. I would not venture into that territory. What that guy did early on in his career was absolutely ridiculous, but he's 6'4", he has speed, big playability. What him and Andy Dalton did a few years ago was not a fluke. He's gonna go get the ball, big plays, and he's gonna jump over defensive backs in the end zone. Next up on the list would happen to be Dez Bryant of the Dallas Cowboys. Last season, he had 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns, and he did it with a bum finger. It seemed like Tony Romo, when he wasn't throwing interceptions, he was throwing the ball to Dez Bryant. I think one game he had over 200 yards receiving last season. As long as he stays away from domestic disputes with his mother, I think Dez Bryant will do just fine. Next up on the list, Julio Jones. Look, you can automatically peg this guy in for 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns each season, but if he wasn't playing with Roddy White, Tony Gonzalez, now Steven Jackson, this dude's numbers would be off the chain. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3". He is built like a truck. Defensive backs better run away. I would take Julio Jones. And last but not least, Brandon Marshall. He was reunited with Jay Cutler last season, and he caught approximately 1,500 yards while Jay Cutler was getting his ass thrown around like a rag doll. And he was really the only offensive weapon the Bears had last season, besides Jay Cutler ending up on his ass. I actually thought that was a play that the Bears ran last season. And other guys that I would have to throw on the list, Demaryius Thomas. That is a real truck. Andre Johnson, is this guy ever going to stay healthy? And Vincent Jackson. Yeah, he plays in Tampa Bay, so nobody gives a damn about him, but I'm throwing him up on my list. Who would you start your team with? Who are the top 6 wide receivers in the NFL? Hey, if you don't like my list, go ahead and say it. Tell me I suck. This is JR. Make sure you subscribe. I'll catch you folks later. Peace.